You are listening to Indian Teens Unfiltered,
a trampoline media podcast
where teenagers across India
speak their mind about things that matter to them
and issues close to their heart.
It's human nature to put labels on people, bracket them into neat little boxes to help understand them more easily. But these generalizations and resulting stereotypes also stop us from getting to know each other. Our teenagers are also saddled with their own stereotypes, pressures, and expectations. And we are going to try and find out from them what they are. Today's episode is part 1 of this effort where we are going to focus on women. So, what is it like to be a young woman or a young girl in India today? Time to find out.
Hi everyone, I'm Mahi Menon. I'm 12 years old and I live in Mumbai. My dad is a film advertisement producer and my mom is a housewife, and I have one brother older than me.
Hi everyone, I am Kulsum and I am from a mountain from Jammu and Kashmir, Breswana. I am from a village, a small beautiful village, and I go to Haji Public School, which is a private school. My father is a farmer, my mother is a housewife. I have 5 siblings and I study in class 10.
I'm Jigisha. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Faridabad, Delhi NCR. There are 9 people in the house, including my grandmother, and my Tauji and Taiji are also there. And I'm having 2 brothers with me. My mother is a housewife and my father is a businessman.
Hello everyone, I'm Dusha Joy. I'm 17. I'm from Patna. It's a city in Bihar. So my mother is an artist. She paints. My father, he's a design thinker and he's also into various types of financial inclusion projects working from Bihar.
Thank you for the introductions, Jigisha, Kulsum, Mahi, and Dushajoy. And welcome to the podcast. So let me start with the heart of the matter. As a young girl in India today, do you feel you have to follow certain gender roles defined by the society? Do you feel you're expected to behave according to certain stereotypes?
For me, in my experience, I don't experience any differences while being a girl. There are things that people say that might put you down because of your gender, but for me it's not a very extreme experience.
I feel that even though in our families, families like us who are financially well enough to provide good education, even these days girls face a lot of things. I believe our generation, as in the Gen Z today, we don't face it very much in our personal life, but still in a lot of part of India, there are girls who are being stereotyped.
My parents send me to school with my brothers. But other girls in the village, they are not being sent to school because they are girls and they are thought to be stayed at home and cook and then get married when their age comes. Girls are thought that girls can't play sports. They can only read books and do the cooking. And boys are thought that they can play sports. But girls also have their power. Everyone should be playing sports and not only boys.
Absolutely. We're all on this with you, Kulsum. What expectations does your family have from you?
Main expectations that they are having from me is that I should be independent, a strong woman. Not much than that.
Not much other than for me to grow up and be happy and a hardworking person. They don't expect me to, get married and, stay at home. They want me to have a job for myself, not for anyone else.
Glad to hear about this from all of you. You also grown up hearing and studying that boys and girls are equal. But how much truth do you see in it in reality?
Now, even in Bihar, as people are educating their sons and daughters, they don't expect their daughters to get married as soon as they grow up. That has changed. But there's another stereotype, which is that if I were a son, my parents would be more interested in making me have a job as soon as I grow up. As soon as you graduate, you have to get the money, you have to get the family running. They don't expect that from the girl.
Absolutely true. What about you, Kulsum? How equal do you think boys and girls actually are in your village?
The private school was opened here 10 years ago and it has changed the village a lot. But still there are stereotypes like when my brother is allowed to go out and roam around with other boys, but I'm not allowed to go out the house without asking my parents, whereas he is going out without asking my parents for how much ever time he wants. But if I go out for only 10 minutes without my parents knowing, I will get shouted.
Jikisha, what about you?
In my surroundings, all the girls and boys are equal. As I belong to a Punjabi family, there is nothing that much that I see, but had a little bit of equalities between me and my brother, and maybe that's for my safety also. That's it is not safe for go out at night, and
Why is it not safe for you to go out?
because at night the people like there are drunk and doing silly things outside and creating a mess.
So basically, there are men outside because of which girls can't go out.
Yes.
So shouldn't it be the other way around?
Why should men go out and girls should stay at home? Why can't men stay at home at night?
For me, in my surroundings, is in my family, my close family, girls and boys are equal. But just a few things, like for example, in the school, the way that the students are divided by sports, there's girls and boys, there's no mixed teams. I mean, it's not a very extreme problem, but in my opinion, there should be attention drawn to it. So, like just things like that I've experienced and I've seen really bother me.
That's something actually, Kulsum, you were also talking about, right? About sports? That it really bugs you about that?
In our schools, we have to play in girls and boys mixed teams. Whatever we play, there have to be equal number of girls plus boys. But here around the village, when there are tournaments or anything, only boys go to play. Girls now in their mentality is now has become that they are not supposed to play. And parents that their girls are not supposed to play, and boys think that only boys have to play and only boys play. No girl I've seen playing here.
But can't we improve their mentality? Both the girl and boy child should be treated equally. That girls are not meant only for household work.
See, in my opinion, this is a very generational change. I mean, our mothers or a generation before that, there was a several set of rules and regulations upon them. And in our generation, we have seen the change. I think to change a mentality, it takes a whole generation. The change can't be very rapid because patriarchy has been since hundreds of years. You can't just remove it like this.
Yes, it will take time. And the second thing is education in the real sense. Girls and boys playing together outside, and girls being encouraged to do things that they are usually not supposed to.
And I would also like to add something to it, that it's not only that girls should be allowed to or encouraged to do things that they think they should, but also boys shouldn't be shooed away from pink. Boys shouldn't be shooed away from the kitchen. My school teacher in 3rd grade, she had created a punishment for the boys. So what she did was, if a boy did something wrong, didn't do homework, etc., she would make them sit with the girls and ask the girls to slap it, and that was thought to be very shameful by the class. अगर एक लड़के को किसी लड़की ने थप्पड़ मार दिया, उसका सब मजाक उड़ाएंगे, and that will be the punishment that he won't do anything wrong. So see, these are many tiny things, and these exist.
Yes, but if we are with a good mentality, if we have a good mentality, why do we need to even slap anyone? Words have more power than actions.
See, you can't just tell her to stop because she won't understand. She has been doing it for ages. That's what I said when I said that it's a very generational change.
I think mainly the change happened because people started coming out about their experiences and talking about how they've experienced gender inequality. So I think that's where the change started, and then movements started and protests, and that's when the mindset changed. And it's not as bad as it was before, but it's still not something that we can settle with.
No, absolutely. But if you look at your grandmother's life, Mahi, and just compare it to when she was a young girl and now what you are doing, do you feel that your life is better or worse or different, and how from hers?
It's different, I would say. It's different because she was definitely treated in a more extreme way because of her gender. Her family wasn't as their mindset wasn't as equal as my family's is now. And yeah, there is definitely some great difference in the way that both of our lives were.
As compared to my grandmother, my life is different as she was not educated and I am, and she would have been married at a young age. whereas I am still getting educated and my parents don't talk about marriage. When my mother is a housewife and I don't know. I don't think of becoming a housewife.
Lovely. Dishija, what about your family?
My paternal grandmother, she was born and brought up in Patna. She was a school principal. She was well educated, even though there were, I guess, 8 or 9 siblings. And she got married at 23 or 24. In fact, they had a love marriage. So, my paternal grandmother, I don't think there is much difference. I mean, yeah, if she wanted to go further and get a foreign university education, maybe she would have been stopped. I won't be. But when I look at my maternal grandmother, she hasn't been educated after 8th standard. She was from a village in Bihar. She got married off at 16 when she was in 8th standard. And she didn't even know that she is getting married. I mean, she tells me her story that she was at a friend's house. She came back home and there were a lot of people discussing, of course, marriage. And she asked her mother, whose marriage is it? She said, it's your marriage. Come on, get ready for the first ritual. That was her story.
Wow, that's quite a story. But yeah, that was pretty common in those times, and it's good to know that we've come a long way. But even today, do you think that there are any differences in the way the men in your family are treated and the way the women are treated in the family?
In my family, my father and mother both cook in the kitchen. We all eat together. But when we talk about the discrimination between the brother and sister from my side, there is a huge discrimination there. Like he is allowed to go for every club, like night outs, clubbing, staying at his friend house, and everywhere. He's allowed to go that. And when it's come to my chance, I am not allowed for that. You are a girl. You are not allowed to go. There are many things like after 10th, उसको कार सिखा दी थी. When I told that I have now passed my 10th, now no, अभी नहीं 10th 12th के बाद अभी तो छोटी है.
In my family, it is always and obvious that only the girls have to cook. The boys are not allowed to touch the utensils only when they have to eat. The rule should be implemented that whoever eats, they should wash their plate on their own. But here, the girls have to wash all the utensils. And I used to have this fight. My younger brother, he knows girls and boys are equal. But to make me feel like he knows my weak point is that I am a feminist. He knows that like girls and boys are, but still when he fights with me, he tells me, go wash the utensils, you're a girl. Well, he makes me feel weak. Like when he tells me that, I get angry.
I'm sure you would, Kulsum. We all would. I want to also talk about your friends. I mean, when you hang out with boys, is your family okay with it? Are they okay with boys visiting your home or calls coming from boys?
It is okay that I hang out with my friends or calls are coming, but it is not okay that boys are visiting my homes. My grandmother, she doesn't allow that boys are visiting their homes.
And why would that be?
Mentality, that what other people will think. Like if now also a girl and boy are standing and no one knows that who are they. The main thing that it would come in their mind is girlfriend, boyfriend, khade hain, wow. And they will start making fun of that.
What about you, Kulsum?
First of all, I don't like to hang out with boys because I want only a girl game. Because boys, when we are with boys, they try to mansplain, and I want only girls to be around me, a girl environment. We play sports together in school, talk, but only in class. Otherwise, if I see boy anywhere, I'm not supposed to talk. No boy is supposed to come to my house. And we are only allowed to talk to girls. The population of the boys who study in my school is only very less. I am talking about the other boys in my village who don't study in my school. They don't know about the gender equality. They still have stereotypes about that girls are not equal to boys.
This is very interesting, Kulsum. But with those boys, at least the ones you feel who are more aware, who believe in gender equality, who are more informed, you still don't feel like you would want to befriend them?
It is also because of the people of my village. If they'll see a boy and a girl together, then that's just, that's a very big thing. And if they will start talking about them and saying things, and then they will go and say to the girl's father, not to the boy's father so much, but to the girl's father, that your girl was there, and then the girl will get beaten up.
I mean, for me, I don't have a problem with like my friend group being, honestly, I would like it to be more mixed. But the thing is that in my school, majority of the boys don't want to be seen hanging out with a girl because then they'll be teased about the fact that they're hanging out with a girl instead of a guy. And I would want that to change because it's better to have a diverse group of friends so that you can understand everybody.
My parents welcome my guy friends very warm heartedly. In our school, there is this gap that boys and girls are made to sit in different rows. But in some classes, because some of the class teachers have that mentality, it's not a hard and fast rule. But outside of the classroom, there's a wonderful mix. There's no divide. I talk very frankly with my guy friends. My guy friends share their guy problems, what we call it.
That's refreshing to know for a change, Dushajoy. Okay. This is friendships that we are talking about, right? With the opposite gender. But what about relationships? Is it okay to be in a relationship or does one have to hide it?
It depends upon the age. Like I'm 16 years of age. Like for me, my family is like, okay, age hoti hai, it's okay, chalta hai, but you have to be safe in that. Like there are many boys, like you all would be knowing that they use and they misuse the girls. We have to be safe for that, nothing else. And my brothers also, it's okay with them.
Okay, and what about choosing life partners? Would you be able to choose your own life partner?
From my side, I would be able to choose.
Even me, there will be no restriction. But yeah, they'll have to know that, yeah, sahi ladka hai, sahi family hai, they would talk to each other. Yeah, that's all.
I don't know. My parents have never talked about marriage too much. They want me to study, but after I study, I can choose my partner on my own, but he has to be a Muslim, first of all, a religion, the same religion as me. And they also should be satisfied with him, whoever he is.
Mahi, I'd like to start this question with you. Are there any things about school or in school that you feel are sort of discriminatory between girls and boys?
If a guy wants to, wear pink, or if he wants to do anything that is girly, then that would be looked down upon. Like, for example, this one boy in my grade, when I think we were in kindergarten or grade 1, he came to school wearing nail polish, and a bunch of the teachers and a lot of students were also laughing at him, and he had to take it off before the school day ended because he was just like, he was having a breakdown because he couldn't deal with the way that people were reacting to it. Even like we're taught a lot about it in school, and we're taught about how we should go ahead out of our way to be equal with whoever we meet. But then again, like things like this still do happen.
Mahi, I remember once you also mentioned in one of our conversations about the time you cut your hair. You want to talk about it?
When I had short hair, people in my grade were like teasing me a lot, and sometimes I would even be kicked out of the girls' washroom because they thought I was a guy. And when I kept saying that, I'm a girl, I'm allowed in the washroom, it was normal for me to go through that every day. And I could hear people saying things like pretty nasty things behind my back. And sometimes people would even ask very loudly on purpose for me to hear it, is that a girl or a boy? I still kept cutting it because after a point, it just didn't matter to me what people said about me. I still wanted to look like that. And so I kept my hair that way.
Ooh, more power to you. I'm glad you did that.
Just want to add one thing. In school, the workshops are being held for the girls. By that is not for boys also. Like girls are taught about good touches, bad touches. Why are boys not taught about this?
Can you tell us a little more about it?
In this, like girls are taught about the good touches, bad touches, like that we should be very careful for that. Like boys, how the boys see to the girls, or we should maintain a gap between a girl and a boy. We should stand in a distance with them. Or if a boy is teasing you or that, you should come and complain to the teacher. Regarding periods also, the workshops are being held. But then why only for girls? Boys should also be taught about this.
Absolutely, yeah. Mahi, you want to say something?
Yeah, like in this case, I think it's sort of reversed because I think that the priority should be that the boys are taught about it. That should be the first priority because, I think that the vast majority of girls know about, safety, but I think it's important for, boys to know that you shouldn't do it in the first place.
We do have workshops regarding menstruation when it's on a regular basis. Whenever each batch is in 4th grade, they come and talk about menstruation to the girls, and they are separated. So first thing is that boys are very curious at what is happening, and they are strictly not allowed to even see the slides or hear. Whenever they come and talk about menstruation, they give our school the first period kit or something like that. Girls are told to hide it in their bags so that the boys can't see it. So that is a major cause, and that's how it all begins, that okay, periods is a taboo, and that's how it takes roots to patriarchy.
Absolutely. The problem is, one is you don't have enough sex education, and wherever it's given, it's such a hush-hush topic. It's not normalizing it. So I would want to know from each of you how we can, in our own individual ways, bring about, this change in the mindset, this change in the way people look at both genders.
Education is a big source that can change the mindsets of people. Like, there is a beautiful example of how the mindset of the people of Botswana has started changing. It's a slow process, but it's going to change. At personal level, I should speak to people and tell them that girls also have the abilities to do things, not only boys.
We should all improve the mentality of the girls that they are stronger than anyone. Every girl should be strong.
I wouldn't say that girls and boys are equal, as in they are congruent. They are not congruently equal. We are different. First, we need to accept that there is a difference. And then we have to look at it in a way that even though there are differences, it doesn't mean that one is weaker than the other, or one is stronger, or one is superior. We have to accept the difference, because a boy and a girl, no two girls are same. I and Jigisha are not same. I and Mahi are not same. To create equality between me and Mahi, we don't have to be similar in every aspect.
Yeah, that's true, Dishajoy. And now we are close to the end, and I want to end on a happy note. So I want to know what your dreams are, what each of you wants to do in life.
I love economics, and secondly, I'm really concerned about the Indian economy. So yeah, I want to be an economist.
I want to run a school, or I want to be a teacher, because I'm really passionate about education and equal education for everyone.
Wonderful. We really need good teachers, and we've seen, as Kulsum also said, what a difference a good teacher can make in many, many lives. What about you, Jigisha?
I want to become a makeup artist and a model. I would be working upon that.
Wonderful. Good luck to you. Kulsum?
I don't know. My father wants me to become a doctor, but I'm not interested in science. I'm interested in arts. I want to study literature.
Wow.
Oh, super. Wow, this was great. I really hope all your dreams come true. This conversation can go on and on. We are having such a great time of it. But got to wrap up now. Thank you for your time, Mahi, Jigisha, Kulsum, Dishajoy. It was wonderful to hear your stories and opinions. And I really hope to talk to you again very soon. And for our listeners who wish to participate in the podcast or would like to stay updated, please follow us on Instagram or Facebook, or visit our website, trampolinemedia.in.
Indian Teens Unfiltered podcast has been created by Ann Doshi and Neha Jain from Trampoline Media. Trampoline brings cinematic, visual, and audio stories from all over the world for the young minds of India today. This episode was hosted by Neha Jain. The audio was edited by Ahan Shah at Music Boutique. A big thank you to Shamir Tandon and Sunil Doshi for their continuous support.